If you own a PS4, you should not overlook the QRD SPARK N5. It's ROM B360. The QRD SPARK N5 is a new controller for PS4, PS3, PC, iOS and Android. But why is it so special? Well, the QRD SPARK uses a magnetic system in its joysticks and triggers called Hall Effect sensor technology, so it won't drift easily, because there is no physical contact when gaming like on a regular controller, which will save you a lot of money and frustration, but it will also ensure precise and responsive control during gaming. I personally haven't seen a PlayStation controller yet that has this Hall Effect technology pre-installed, so this is kind of a big deal. But what other features does the QRD SPARK N5 have, and what does it cost? Let's dive into it. Just make sure to subscribe to the channel so you can always get back to this video. Inside the box you get the QRD SPARK N5, an instruction manual, a Type-C USB charging cable, and even a mobile phone holder. Moving on to the specs, it weighs around 221 grams, has a battery of 1200 mAh, it can be used for about 8 to 10 hours, has a wireless range of about 8 meters, has 9 single LED colors and a charge retention of 30 days, so that's quite nice. The QRD SPARK's D-pad is a little bit different than the DualShock 4, as the D-pad fully connects compared to the DualShock 4 where it's separate. The D-pad works quite well, as I had no issues in landing some moves in fighting games. The Hall Effect joysticks are a little bit smaller than on the DualShock 4 regular joysticks, but feel very precise when using them, and as mentioned will not drift easily due to the magnetic system. Also, the aiming feels very precise, but if you prefer gyro aiming, you can use that as well. I've tried it on the PS4 and Steam Deck and it works just perfectly, as it has a similar feel, and same goes for the vibration. The QRD SPARK N5 also has Hall Effect triggers, which have the same benefits as the Hall Effect joysticks, and the top buttons and triggers are a bit larger and wider than on the DualShock 4, which I personally like a lot more, as it just feels more ergonomically. Furthermore, it has a share button, an option button, a trackpad, which works just as expected, except it has 2 LEDs on the side as compared to the DualShock 4, which has the LED at the top. Then you have the home button and the regular buttons, which function fine but feel a bit more round shaped. You also have a speaker on the QRD SPARK N5, which is similar to that of the DualShock 4, and it has a 3.5mm jack input to hook up a headphone. It has a turbo button on the front, which has several modes like a burst mode or a constant mode, which can be handy for repetitive actions. The QRD SPARK N5 also has this LED at the top, but is smaller compared to the DualShock 4. I would say that is a good thing because it's less distracting. It also has a USB-C charge port for charging, but you can also use it to connect your controller by cable. And it has an opening to connect a mobile phone holder, which is also pretty cool. However, I'm filming this video with my iPhone, so unfortunately I can't demonstrate perfectly how it looks. On the back you have 2 back triggers which perform quite well, as they are ergonomically placed and you can press them on the sides or more in the middle. The back triggers also have a nice texture on it, which is quite nice. I would have loved to also see this on the back of the QRD SPARK N5 like on the DualShock 4, but unfortunately it doesn't have that. Furthermore, you have the settings button and reset hole for several features. An example of this is that you can program your buttons with your own commands, which can be handy, as you can see here. And you can even choose 9 different colors for a visual effect from steady to breathing light, which is also a cool feature. Overall, the QRD SPARK N5 feels great in your hands. It looks a bit more bulky, which is a good thing in my opinion. I thought it was a bit lighter than the DualShock 4, but it actually weighs about the same. You could compare it a bit more like an Xbox controller in terms of shape instead of a PlayStation controller, just to give you a bit of an idea how it feels in your hands. So ergonomically, you will be very pleased when using the QRD SPARK N5 for long gaming sessions. Speaking of, you can use it for about 8 to 10 hours with its 1200 mAh battery. So here are the pros and cons. It has high ergonomics, a good build quality, fantastic battery life, and those back buttons are always a plus. It's also nice to see that the QRD SPARK N5 has a lot of features like gyro, macros, turbo functions, and several LED colors. A small improvement point would be the lack of texture on the back, which could give this controller a bit more grip. But this is just a small improvement point, and it would be great to see this in a future model. However, if you look at the price, the QRD SPARK N5 is absolutely worth it, as you can get one for $48.99, which is lower than the official PlayStation 4 DualShock 4 at the price of $58.99 on Amazon. You can even get a discount for the QRD SPARK N5 in the description. Also share your thoughts or questions in the comments, or click here to subscribe and watch the next video. See you there!